Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a very interesting show set up for you. All right, folks, we're going to talk about old Bobby Petrino. He's returning to Arkansas, and is this a Trojan horse for Bobby? Now, I've been keeping up with this, and I keep thinking, what in the world? Why would he be so excited? And I'm going to show you an article that might interest you. And this is on ESPN by Chris Lowe. It says, new Arkansas OC Bobby Petrino wants to make it right after messy exit. Says, only in his dreams did Bobby Petrino think he'd ever return to Arkansas to coach football. More than a decade ago, he was fired as head coach for cause. However, he's returning as an offensive coordinator. Said, it's something I hoped would happen, wasn't sure if it ever would, but it is a dream come true to be able to go back to University of Arkansas and do anything I possibly can to make it right this time. Said, I'm grateful to Coach Sam Pittman and Athletic Director Hunter Urachek for making it happen. And we know his history. He actually had a really good run there. He was the head coach from 08 to 11. The Razorbacks had two excellent seasons. They won 10 games in 2010, 11 in 2011, and capped that season with a Cotton Bowl victory, number 5 ranking. It's the only time since Arkansas joined the SEC they had back-to-back winning records. Then April, he had a motorcycle crash involving Petrino, revealed an extramarital affair he was having with a female staffer that he'd hired in the football office. After investigation, Petrino was fired for cause when then athletic director Jeff Long said Petrino lied to the school officials during the process. Said Petrino understands that much will be made of his ugly exit now that he's back, but he told ESPN that he sees this as a chance to help make amends to all the people he let down. Said, I'm more excited than anything just to be able to go back and give back to all the great people of Arkansas. I can't do anything about the past, but I know how hard Coach Pittman and his coaches have worked. It was great to see when his first year out there, blah, 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 he played well. But they were 4-8 this year, and we'll go through their record. Said, I've always been a Razorback fan and rooted for them and know how hard this last season's been for all of them. So when Coach Pittman had the idea of me coming back, I was immediately interested. Like I said, it's almost a dream. He'll make $1.5 million in 24, 1.6, 25, etc. There's performance incentives, etc. Said he's heard from several players that he coached at Arkansas. Said his thoughts will solely be helping on Pittman return to the Hogs' national relevance. Says, when I think back on the great teams we had, I think about the players, etc. I wonder what he's really thinking. If I was him, put yourself in that mindset of, well, I'll just go in there and get everybody kind of used to me. Maybe I get the offense going good. And I'm surprised he didn't fire Sam Pittman already, because if you look at his record this year, it was terrible. And as you can see, they were 4-8, 6th in the SEC West. And if you look at their schedule, they beat Western Kentucky and Kent State. Then they got beat by BYU, LSU, Texas A&M. Pretty much everybody beat them. Even Mississippi State beat them. And that was brutal. They finally won a game against Florida, which kind of broke Florida's back this season. Then they got boat raced by Auburn. They beat Florida International, and then they got boat raced by Missouri. And I thought he'd be fired after that, because when you go 4-8 in the SEC and you win one SEC game, you're pretty much done. So I found this very interesting, and I'm wondering if this isn't a Trojan horse. There's several people in Arkansas that'd probably love to have Bobby Petrino back, and I heard a lot of people talking about hiring him as the head coach if they fired Sam Pittman. Well, this might be a situation where they kind of ease the fan base back into having Bobby Petrino in there for a year. You know, he doesn't get in any trouble, have any problems. He gets along with everybody. He's Mr. Congeniality. Does well on the offensive side, and they might decide, well, Sam, you know, it just hadn't worked out. Let's say they win 5 games or 6 next year, and they send him packing, and all of a sudden people have gotten comfortable with Bobby Petrino again, and they're remembering those great seasons that he had. Which is always a good thing to do if you're trying to maneuver something. So this feels a little manipulative, and it feels very much like a Trojan horse. Now, I could be wrong, but it sure smells like one to me. And based on this picture, I think Sam thinks it is too. But I'd say Pittman's so glad not to be fired this year that he's probably like, look, I'll bring Bobby in. Maybe he helps me out, and I go 8-4, and then I'm get another year at this thing coming in 2025. So anyway, it looks like 2024 set. Unless they turn around and they let Pittman go or something, then all of a sudden Bobby's already there. You never know. Trojan horses can be a little bit difficult to understand or try to figure out how they're going to roll, but it sure smells like one to me. And as far as KJ Jefferson is concerned, the Arkansas quarterback that everybody's been reporting is going to enter the transfer portal. I've been keeping up with that on Twitter, And this was like 18 minutes ago. It says KJ Jefferson said on Instagram Live that he'll be at the Arkansas-Duke game at Bud Walton Arena this evening. Picture of him. Still, everybody is saying that they think he's going to enter the transfer portal. A lot of people are seeing him in Lexington. A lot of people are talking about South Carolina, too. Here's BigSpur.com said the right answer to the KJ Jefferson problem has now become very clear. We need him. Do you think hiring Bobby Petrino changes anything for KJ Jefferson's decision to return or leave Arkansas? And this is where he put on Instagram, I haven't made my decision yet. That was from KJ. Here's a guy that thinks that KJ might go to Starkville. There's also big-time breaking news that QB Riley Leonard has entered the transfer portal. And, of course, you know, his coach is headed to Texas A&M. I wouldn't be surprised if he went to Texas A&M, play for his coach again. That wouldn't shock me at all. But there's going to be people very interested in him. So there's another big name in the portal. As far as the QB, I did a video earlier today about all the other QBs, but I was expecting him to pop in pretty soon. And I still expect KJ Jefferson will do it. Even if he doesn't leave, this will up his money for NIL. Here's some guys talking about how he'd be a good fit at Auburn. They're also talking about Riley Leonard going to Auburn really wants a quarterback so bad. And they'll get one. Talking about Notre Dame is a possibility for all these different guys. Put him in the Auburn outfit. A lot of people want KJ because, look, he's a dual threat guy, and dual threat's where it's at. You're not cool if you're not dual threat. It's just the way it is these days.
Learn it. Know it. Live it.
Well, you folks tell me what you think. And if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Lets me know to continue to cover the SEC, my Vols, all the big stories out there, transfer portal, all that stuff. If you've not subscribed, it's on your right, my left. Just hit this little button. I would appreciate it. Costs you nothing. Helps you keep up with my videos. And right over here is most recent video YouTube thinks you'll enjoy based on your viewing history. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay. Watch out for those Trojan horses.